Hey all, welcome to Treck. This is our end of day live stream. Going to wait for a few people to join and then get started. It's been a very interesting day so far. Um, I think we'll get some surprise at the end of the day when Google and Microsoft start reporting, and UPS also will be good, in my opinion. I think many companies are trying to manage expectations by setting us up for lower expectations and then delivering higher in Q3. That's what I think is likely to happen. That's what I think. Let me check and see who has all joined our live stream so far. We need to wait a little while. Meanwhile, I'll set up my trading view window, get it ready, and I'll shrink myself and become small. I'll start off our chat window. Okay, all set. Just waiting for my folks to join. So why is the screen looking so fuzzy? Just please bear with me for a minute. Just want to check the quality of signal. Yeah, it's looking good. Quality of signal is good here. Okay, we are all set. Now we're just waiting for some people to join. I'll give another 5 minutes and then I'll get started with my regular coverage. Hello. Someone has joined us. So we are ready to get started. Okay, so let me start off with our with the things that I wanted to discuss with you guys. And you can just type in your response in the chat window. I'm looking at the chat window also simultaneously. So the thing that really bothered me this morning was Shopify. They are expecting to lay off, I think, around 10% of their global staff, and the stock just fell. So I don't know how exposed Shopify is compared to Amazon, and the markets seem very jittery. They're just selling very quickly, and I hope people don't regret this day after tomorrow, because I still feel that Google and Microsoft and UPS are going to turn out with less worse than expected results, and therefore there should be a change in the mood tomorrow. What do you guys think? Do you think that's the way it's going to go? May know who's joined us? So that was about Shopify. You can always type your response and I can take it from there. The second thing I wanted to talk today is about the crypto slump as the regulatory scrutiny is growing. So I heard a news report where they were saying that the authorities are going to look at all crypto for regulation because they consider all of them to be security except Bitcoin. So Bitcoin has been singled out to be separate and not a security. So I wonder how that's going to impact Bitcoin and the other crypto coins, because regulatory oversight would mean that more of mainstream and establishment will get in. And if there is no regulatory oversight, then I don't know how much of legitimacy can come into it. But at the same time, the spirit of Bitcoin is to be anonymous, is to be able to be across the globe and free. So I think in a way it works well for Bitcoin. We'll have to see what happens going forward. but at least that's what I think. If any of your Bitcoins investors, then I would like to hear your opinion. You can put it on the chat window and I'll be able to see that. The other thing I wanted to talk about today is copper. Copper is jumping up again, and the reports are that it is because of Chinese demand. But then that raises a question in my mind, then why is oil going down? Because oil goes down when there is less Chinese demand. And if Chinese demand has restarted, it should push the oil prices up. But that's not quite happening, because oil has been dropping for the last 15 days. And copper has been going up for, I think, the last 3 or 4 days, if I'm not mistaken. And hey, Mane, welcome. Thanks for joining us. Yeah. So before you came in, I was talking about Shopify. I was saying that it was very shocking to see Shopify drop so much, because if you recollect, a couple of days ago, I shared a list of layoffs in one of my videos. So many companies are laying off. Many tech companies have already announced layoff. So Shopify has just done that, exactly what they had done. But Shopify is paying a big penalty today. So I wonder whether it is really worth it or it is an overreaction. Hi, Joseph. And I was also talking about, oh, you bought Shopify today? Good move. I think Shopify will do well. I think Shopify will definitely pick up. Of course, I'm biased to it because it's a Canadian company, but Shopify will do well. Just hold it for the longer term and you will definitely make some money out of it. I made a lot of money in the initial days on Shopify when it was jumping up and down between 250 going to 300 and all. And then somewhere down the line, I got off the horse and I couldn't climb back again because it was too expensive for me. But now I think we have the opportunity to play on it because it's not that expensive. So I spoke about Shopify. The second thing I talked about was the crypto slump as regulatory scrutiny is growing. So one of the things that I picked up from all the news that I was reading and hearing today is that Bitcoin is not going to be considered as a security and may not come under the scrutiny and regulation. So if that is true, I think it's good for Bitcoin, but I wonder how the other coins are going to do, whether they will prosper or they're going to lose the support of all the people who are looking for a pure open currency with no controls, anonymity, and all those things. So it will be very interesting to see how that happens. Yeah, I used Shopify at one point of time. It's a pretty good platform. And I think they are giving an alternative to Amazon. So people could have Amazon stores and they can also have Shopify stores and then direct their business out there. So there's a lot of things that can be done, more autonomy. And I think if you look at the Shopify platform, they have got a whole lot of apps, third-party developers, and they have got that drop shipping integration. So there is a whole lot of things in there. And Shopify, I think, is poised for better things. I think that at this point of time, everybody is scared, and this is the time to pick up really good quality blue chip stocks and wait for another year or so, and then you'll be laughing but then the next trick would be to sell it when it goes to the top, and instead of being greedy, we need to sell that and book the profit and wait for everything to come down again. And somewhere or the other, we as investors become a bit emotional and we get attached to the stocks and we forget to take the profits. So we'll see what we can do this time. Every year we go much more wiser, and we hope to be much better in making our profits. That's how I look at it. The other point I was talking about was that copper is jumping on Chinese demand, according to reports. But then if that is the case, then oil should also jump, because one of the reasons why we say that oil is not up, it has been falling for so many days, is mainly because the Chinese demand is not there due to lockdowns and COVID issues and all that. So if copper is going up because of Chinese demand, then I think gas should be going up. So there is something else that's going on with copper. I don't know what it is, but if any of you know what's happening with copper, just put it in the comment, and it'll be interesting to see what you think about it. And there are, today I heard in Bloomberg, an expert saying that many of these companies are trying to get ahead and manage expectations of the shareholder by preparing us for the worst, and they will potentially deliver better than expected in Q3. So that should be a surprise for us when that happens. So that's what that expert was saying. I just hope he's right, because otherwise the economy is really in much dire condition than what we think about, and maybe recession is already in here. And hi, welcome. Yeah, and the recession is already in, so that's what it would mean. Again, this evening, Microsoft, Alphabet, Visa, and UPS should report, and I'm thinking that Microsoft and Alphabet will do better than expected, in the sense that it'll do better than what they feared it would do, and therefore I think the markets should change, the sentiment should change. But I didn't have the confidence to put some money into it today. I did put an order for Alphabet at the lowest price for the day, and I put an order for Amazon for the lowest price of the day, and I put an order for Microsoft for the lowest price of the day. All these orders I put on the Canadian side, and I've used up half of the $31,000 that I had isolated for times like these. I'm thinking that Microsoft, Alphabet will definitely do better than expected, and UPS also would do better than expected. These are companies which have always delivered. So, yeah, shop reports tomorrow. Yeah, and this evening we'll see what happens. I don't know what time they are reporting. Does anyone know what time they are reporting? I think typically they do around 5 o'clock. I think I won't be here more than 4:30. It will be very difficult to do a 1.5 hour long session. But let us see if anything comes up. I'll bring it up. We need to see how the home price index and new home sales are going. So let me check that out. Not 10,000, my friend. Oh, 4 or 5 p.m. right after market close. Okay, that sounds good. Let us see. Meanwhile, I'd like to pick up the home price index. So give me 1 minute. Let me do that. So we have the Reuters report here. US new home sales dropped to 2-year low in June. So sales of new US single-family homes dropped to the lowest level in just over 2 years in June. The latest sign that rising mortgage rates combined with higher prices were dampening demand for housing. New home sales tumbled 8.1% to a seasonally adjusted annual rate of 590,000 units last month, the lowest level since April 2020, the Commerce Department said on Tuesday, that is today. May sales pace was revised down to 642,000 units from the previously reported 696,000 units. I think some of those contracts were not executed, so there's a whole lot of downward revision. Sales fell in the Northeast, West, and the densely populated South, but surged in the Midwest. Yeah, I was looking at a climate change documentary where they are talking about many people moving to the Great Lakes, Vermont, and all those places to get away from either hurricanes or forest fires and things like that. So some of those areas are facing much more demand. And even the municipalities are talking about how to cater to all the new people that are coming in. And there is a new experiment going on somewhere out there with the native reserve, as well as they're accepting people to join the commune. And they all have to work according to some environmental standards. So it's another experiment that's going on. So that's definitely happening out there in the Great Lakes area. Economists polled by Reuters had forecasted that new home sales, which account for a fraction of US home sales, will slip to a rate of 660,000 units. And we went down to 590,000 units. So it's worse than what was expected. Sales declined 17.4% on a year-on-year basis in May. They peaked at the rate of 993,000 units in January, which was the highest level since the end of 2006. So since January, we have been tumbling down. To be expected, and I suspect the same thing is happening out here in Canada as well. So that's what I think is happening. And Shopify stock sinks 14% after company says it will lay off 10% workers. Now let us see what the damages are in Shopify. Let us go here and look at Shopify. It's gone down another 3%. And if I go to the minute by minute play, so each candle is 1 minute. So it has been trying to recover since somewhere around 310 onwards. It's trying to recover. So people probably think they have oversold on this. And we can see that the momentum is also picking up here. And MACD is kind of in the parallel. I think Shopify is trying to recover. Maybe there is some set of people who are thinking that it's going to go up. So I suppose money is in for a good run if this turns out to be true. What price did you buy Shopify for, Mane? Okay, I'll wait for Mane to answer that. Meanwhile, let me go and check what is happening out here. So all the indices look low. VIX has gone up. I thought VIX would go down this morning, but it has gone up. So I was totally wrong on that one. Apple earnings will give us a peek into the mindset of the high-end consumer. Let's see what it says here. Apple reports third quarter on Thursday for the quarter ended in June. So far, Apple sales have remained really strong because of the consumers being well off. I think Apple has got all the consumers lined up like a cult. And I have seen the kind of queues that are outside an Apple store when they announce anything. I think Apple will definitely be able to command the price that it wants and still maintain its sales volume. The only place where I would worry about Apple is the supply chain, whether they have been able to get enough chips and whether they have been able to assemble all the products properly and get it supplied in time. That's my main worry with regard to Apple. I don't know what you guys think about it, but that's how I'm looking at it. Let me see what our chat friends are saying. Yeah, I also live in the Great Lakes area. We are on the north side. I'm talking about the south side. Yeah, Shopify is very volatile. You got $30. Okay, Mane, $30. Let us see what Shopify is. So you're already sitting in a profit. Maybe you want to put a call. Maybe you want to book a call and log the profit just in case. See if there's any margins available there for calls, which is a premium, which is decent enough for you, I suppose. I would do that. I'm a fraidy cat when it comes to money. Canadian dollars, you may say that it's not real money, my friend, but when I do send money to India sometimes to top up my Indian brokerage account, it's a lot of money. I mean, you're comparing it with US dollars, but if you that's what the US people say. They laugh at Canadian dollars saying it's monopoly money, but yeah, it's pretty good money. It's petrodollars, my friend. Mane, I think you should take your own decision, okay? It's not financial advice. I have made a lot of mistakes in my life on investments, so I'm very realistic. I'll tell you honestly, I don't know what's going to happen to Shopify. But if I saw a profit of something out there, I would like to book the profit and put a call out there. But then the call will limit the profits that you're going to get, because tomorrow if Shopify price just jumps up again, then you're stuck. You can't buy back your call because it will be too expensive a premium to pay for it. So you'll be forced to sell at the lower price. So you have to consider all those things and then decide. Yeah, I have to do that. I have to put the disclaimer. I'll set it up. I'll put it in the browser. I suppose my browser is still running with the disclaimer at the bottom. No, it isn't. Oh, well, let me put the browser on here. Yep, there you go, Mane. Yeah, you don't want to get into litigation. You don't want to mislead somebody to lose their money. It's worse enough if I lose it. If I get one of you to lose money, I will feel really, really horrible. You send them Canadian Tire money. Yeah, it's been a long time since I have seen the Canadian Tire money. I haven't gone to Canadian Tire at all for a long, long time. Today I went to Home Depot. Of course, I'm painting my deck. So that's what is happening at my end. I'm running behind schedule on all my Q2 reports that I'm supposed to prepare, and also the top 10 companies who do genomic sequencing. So I've done only one of them. I'm still working on Thermo Fisher, so that's there. And today I had a very interesting chat. I just blocked that user because they were trying to sell subscribers. And I'm thinking, I want organic subscribers. I want to work for my subscribers. And I want to get organic subscribers. So I just blocked that person. We are starting to get some spam out here, my friends. every once in a while I keep on looking at it and I hide those users because they try to pump some cryptocurrency or try to um, do some stuff. So typically what happens is someone comes and says something that is not related to the channel, and then there are 2 or 3 people replying to them, and there's a whole chain of chat that forms. So I have to push them all into hide to save all my lovely subscribers out here. So if you spot something that I have missed, just let me know and I'll take care of that. Let me see what's happening in our chat window out here. Yeah, banana coin. Yeah, so something like that. So yeah, and we got 10 minutes. Why don't we analyze some shares or something that you want to, or any of today's news, any discussion that you want my ideas on. I would be happy to share my thoughts on those things. I don't see Jesse here today. What happened to Jesse? Jesse hasn't turned up today. So Joseph, where are you watching us from? Are you in the US? And Mane, are you in the US or where are you from? What companies do well in the recession? I would say no. It's a very good question. It's a pretty good question. I would say that during recession, we just look at the Maslow's theory of hierarchy: food, clothing, shelter. So REITs, which are doing rentals for residential, they will do very well. Companies which sell food like Campbell's Soup or bread manufacturing companies, those kind of companies will continue to do very well. Healthcare will continue to do well during a recession. So these are the places where we'll have to look for during recession. You're calling us from Liverpool. Oh, well, nice, man. I used to live in Dublin for a while. And once I took a ferry to go to Coventry. So the ferry put us into the bottom of UK, and then we took a train from there, and I passed Liverpool. And I remember seeing the station with the longest name. I couldn't pronounce it, but it was really, really long name. So it reminds me of good times. Maybe Procter or Gamble or Visa. Yeah, they will also be good during recession in Procter and Gamble. P&G definitely stays very stable to a great extent. Same thing with Unilever also. It doesn't give much trading opportunity. So there we go. Now let us look at P&G, what P&G is doing. Let me just get into the TradingView platform. I'll go into ideas section, and then I'll add P&G. So here we have P&G, and if you look at this chart, right, you can see that P&G will fare very well during a recession. They are doing pretty well. Now, all consumer staples are going to do very well when it comes to a recession. So that's what I would say to you guys. Yeah, dollar a week up or down. Yeah. So actually, this formation in P&G from 26th of July has been a winning formation. If somebody had that kind of money, right, if you want to buy at least 100 shares so that you can at least do a call, so you need around 14,000 and you can make money. But I think Shopify at the current price seems to look good. There's a very good opportunity out there. As they say, no pain, no gain, no risk. Only the bold deserve the fair, or only the brave deserve the fair. That's the kind of statement I would put to it. Let us look at what's happening. What's the damage in the genomic sector? IMTX, Caribou, Vertex, CRISPR, Pfizer, Novartis, Beam, iDNA, Illumina, all doing well. The ones that are doing really bad is Invite. Invite, of course, I think there's earnings jitters also out there. Where are my earnings? Let me go to the 1 year time frame. Earnings jitters for Invite. But then IMTX should also have earnings. It's further away. Caribou earnings is further away. Vertex is close by. So I don't think it's purely earnings jitters. Then we look at DNA. Teladoc. Teladoc is continuing to fall below the diagonal line. SQZ. I'm suffering, my friends, with SQZ. I bought it at 3.05, including commission. Oh, it's another red spot in my in my books. I can't seem to pick up any winners. So the portfolio is looking really dreadful. Do any of you have a lot of greens in your portfolio? I'd like to meet one such specimen. Okay, let's see what's happening in the crypto world. There's a bit of depression out there. I haven't looked into my crypto wallet for a long time, and I was thinking that I should move my Algorand also into my wallet because it's being staked out there and I'm getting some returns. And then I thought that nobody even want to touch Algorand at this point of time, the way it is so low. So nobody's going to hack me and take away my Algo coin. So I left it there. Solcad, really, I burnt my fingers on Solcad. It is terrible. Solana. Lost a lot of money on Solana. Bitcoin. I think Jesse is going to get an opportunity to buy Bitcoin at around 19,000 very soon. I don't know if Jesse is online today. If Jesse is online. Hey, Jesse, you made it. I was saying that you are most likely to make your Bitcoin purchase in the next 24 hours because we are creeping closer to 19,000. You are looking for that, right? Good for you, Inf. You're a good long-term investor. So it's very good for you. I really appreciate that. Yeah, Jesse, you'll get the chance. And PSEB, let us see what's happening with PSEB, Jesse. Did you get a chance there to place some calls? Let me see what it's looking like. Oh God, it's in the doghouse. Oh my God. Not good. Not good at all. CRISPR is still floating up there. It's still looking strong. Yeah, so that's what we have there. And let us see what's happening in the chat window. Let us see what people are talking about. Yeah, no need to look at the crypto. It's very depressing. And I don't like to take antidepressants. So I'd rather not look at it. Maybe I would like to eat a gummy and take it easy. Yeah. Yeah, Jesse, I think I love PACB. I may buy, but unfortunately on my US side, I don't have any cash left to buy. I can buy only on the Canadian side. Let me show you what I have for choice on my Canadian side of US companies. This is my watch list for Canadian depository receipts from US. So I have Walmart, I have got Salesforce, PayPal, Amazon, Tesla, Costco, Microsoft, Google, Nvidia, Disney, AMD, Home Depot, Bank of America, JP Morgan, Netflix, Goldman Sachs, Visa, Berkshire Hathaway, Apple, and MasterCard. So these are all available to me. And unfortunately for me, I don't have CRISPR in here. So I'll have to just wait with my positions because my positions in the US side are really good ones. It's just that I didn't sell and take profit at the right time. So it's all in the red right now, but I'm pretty sure that they'll all come back. I don't want to sell any of them. They're all good companies. So US home sales dropped is what we discussed, Jesse, before you came. I have a US account, Inf, but I don't have US dollars to spare. All the dollars I had is already invested. So I have a US side for both RRSP and TFSA and for cash. Yeah, so I put money there in the US side. I've invested it already. I don't have spare cash out there. Oh, very nice. You bought a little Tesla today at 775? Yeah. I have put orders for Tesla on the Canadian side. After the session is over, when I go and open the account, I'll be able to see what I got because I put a little order on the Canadian side for Google, for Microsoft, for Amazon, and for Tesla as well. So I need to see whether any of them went through because I put it at the bottom price of the day and left it as a standing order. So hopefully if I get any of those, I'll be happy because it can dollar cost average me down. So that's what I'm trying to do out there. It's already 4 o'clock now. It's time for us to have a very quick look at where the market has ended. Let's start off with the futures. Futures are looking really bad. Minus 2.14%, my friends. This is horrible. But the good silver lining, I'll tell you, is that we are still above our diagonal line of support, which is a bull channel. So we are still in the bull channel. So don't worry too much. This should hold on until we get results from Microsoft and Google, and things should start looking better. 4.05. So let me see if we have got any Q2 earnings. Q2 earnings, Microsoft, Google, UPS. Q2 2022. Sorry, mistake. Microsoft said to report earnings after bell. Why don't we go to Microsoft itself? Where is the investors section? I don't see it here. I should have seen it prominently out here. Let me refresh this. Something should come up here. Google is way better than the each company's website in giving us the contents. At least someone is saying Microsoft to maintain earnings growth through cloud strength. I firmly believe that the cloud component is going to help both Microsoft, Google, and Amazon. All of them are going to do well. Let us refresh again. Have any of you seen any earnings website where the things are going on? Okay, one more try. The bell is over. Where is the earnings? Do any of you have a link to Microsoft earnings? Hey Joe, welcome back. Welcome. Microsoft earnings. Let me see if we have NASDAQ. No, I'm not able to find any. So guys, have any of you seen any link for Microsoft earning? $ENPH. What is NFACE? Let us see. Earnings out today. Not yet. Let us see news. Enphase Energy Inc. 58.3 follow through indicator, 16.2 sensitive. Oh, we still don't have the reports from them, but post market they are going up. I'm curious what is happening with Microsoft. Is it going up post market? Microsoft is still down post market, minus 2.15. Guys, what's happening? Where it says results are out. I can't find that here in Reuters. Let me go back here and fresh this up. No, nothing has come up. Guys, I think I'll do a quick review of our shares and indices while we wait for Microsoft to come, because time is running out and we need to do our regular stuff and keep consistency with the programming, right? I hope you guys agree. You're getting it on your TD broker? Okay, give me 1 second. Let me look at. I'll have to log in for this. Okay, let us come back to Microsoft once we have finished off with our review of all the shares that we have. I'll go into indicators and let's have a quick roundup. Oil is continuing to go down, friends. It's looking good. Oil is continuing to go down. It's below the 200-day exponential moving average again. Everything looks set for further declines. The only place where I'm worried about is this 91.70. This will also be good for inflation and the Fed. QQQ down minus 1.98%, and we still have a support at 292.96, and also the 20-day exponential moving average is giving support. So we should potentially bounce back from here, provided Microsoft and Google do a good job. And however, the momentum seems to indicate otherwise. Post-market, we are up 0.41%. So there is some optimism creeping back again into QQQ. Look at S&P 500. Post-market, again, it's going up. So I guess, guys, either Google or Microsoft, somebody is saying something good, because the mood is changing. And I'm unfortunately unable to see that. And Visa reported. Oh, okay, great. Yeah, I don't want to log on to my account on screen. Privacy. Okay. Visa. You know what I will do for tomorrow? Tomorrow I'll have my TD login already in place, and then I'll open the press section so that we can directly look at up-to-date news, because I think all the free news areas, it's all going to be the last one to give us any information. So let me continue ahead with my analysis of what we have here with the indices and the shares. at least let us do the mandatory part of our analysis first, and then see if we have got any links coming up. So S&P 500, I think the MACD is looking good, but momentum is weak. Post-market things are picking up. I think Visa is one of the contributing factors in that case. IWM Russell's is down 0.62 as of close, but post-close it's going up again 0.07%. Has support of 50-day, 9-day, and the 20-day exponential moving average, as well as a diagonal line of support. And the MACD is bullish still. Momentum is still above average, so Russell is more resilient. Let us look at Dow Jones Industrial Average. Again, it has got support from the 9-day and the 20-day exponential moving average. MACD is still bullish, but momentum is giving up. But post-market, it's still going up 0.13%. And when we look at VIX, VIX has gone up above this resistance out here. So this becomes support at 24.28. This is the bad news for us. However, the 200-day exponential moving average is still pushing it down. So that is good. MACD is still bearish. So that's also good. Momentum is below average. That's also good. The only bad thing is that the momentum is moving upwards. So that doesn't bode well for us. And put call ratio has ended neutral. So it doesn't help us in any way. XLY XLP says totally risk off, and it's fallen below all the exponential moving average. Suddenly things are starting to look bad for our genomic side and the risk on side. US dollar index has gone up, and it's still pushing down the 9-day exponential moving average. We need the US dollar to get weaker for us to be able to do something constructive towards moving towards a bull market, and to get a Fed being much better in their behavior with us, like being a little bit more dovish rather than looking at raising interest 100 BPS. We'll take 75, and 50 will be most welcome. So that's what I'm looking at out there. Nasdaq US 500 is just broken down below this horizontal line of support that we had, which is at 2037.64, and we are already down to 2030. So this is now going to become a minor resistance going forward. Things are not looking good out here in the 500 index. MACD bullish, but momentum is falling down to below average. So things are not looking great out here. I would like to go and check what's happening with Microsoft, just to get a feel of whether we have some good news out there or not. So Microsoft is looking negative, minus 1.33%. And what is happening with Google? Google has turned positive, so I suppose Google must have reported something good. Let us look at Google. Sorry for the silence, guys. 23 hours ago. So this is already old news. I need something that is 10 minutes ago or 44 minutes ago. No, we don't have anything. But I suspect that Google has reported something positive. You can see it's jumped 3.36%. That doesn't happen for nothing. What do you guys think? You sold Ethereum at 1369, massive loss. Sorry about that, Joe. Hey, Inf, I also use Microsoft PowerPoint for my presentations. Old school. Yeah. So we'll come back to all that. I think Google has done well. We should look at UPS. Let me go back into my ideas section where I just dump all the shares that I don't regularly track. So UPS is still flat. And let me see if there is any news. UPS quarterly results, top views, despite volume weakness, affirms 2022 sales outlook 5 hours ago. United Parcel Service second quarter results surpassed Wall Street expectation as price gains more than offset volume declines, while the package delivery company affirmed its full year revenue outlook with deliveries seen picking up in the second half of 2022. So that's good. That aligns with our theory of bull market in the third quarter, at least in December. Adjusted earnings rose 3.29 per share from 3.06 a year ago, coming in higher than the consensus of Capital IQ for 3.16, right? A beat of 13 cents. Revenue gained nearly 6%, 24.77 billion versus 24.61 billion mean estimate. Again, a beat out here of 16.16 billion. Second quarter volumes declined more than the company had projected, according to Capital IQ transcript. US sales grew over 7% to 15.46 billion, as nearly 12% increase in revenue per piece was partially offset by a 4% drop in average volume. Now, this drop in average volume is what I think will come up in the sales of Shopify merchants, Amazon merchants, and potentially any e-commerce company. So this little bit of bad news out there. But if those companies have been able to increase their margins and recover their costs to offset this 4%, just like UPS did, then we should be fine. Amazon, UPS's largest client, was one of those customers. She projects Amazon revenue to reflect less than 11% of total UPS sale by the end of this year, due to an agreement on the volume level UPS would bring to its network and packages that Amazon would deliver. Residential volume declined 8%, while the company sought to fill the gap. So overall, I think UPS did make money. It's a solid company. I don't think they're going to suffer too much. They are down 3.40%, and that's about it. They'll bounce back hopefully on tomorrow when the market opens again. I'm just going to quickly look at Microsoft and see if something is happening out here. Microsoft, the negative is rapidly decreasing. As you can see, it's down only 80 cents now. So 84 cents. We'll visit that again. Google is firmly positive. And who else did we have today? Okay, let me go to Genomics. Let us do a quick roundup of Genomics. Just sorting it out here. Okay, here we are. IMTX did the best today, and it's in a super bullish phase. It's very, very steep, unsustainable, and there should be some mean reversion coming up. And also you can see that RSI is overbought. So guys, we should not be so pessimistic. You look at how IMTX has gone up from 18th of May onwards. It's on a really good bull channel. We have never had it this bad for the longest time. So I'm happy about this. Caribou Biosciences also is on a very, very steep bullish channel. I would adjust this a little bit sideways and say that we are still on a bullish track. Overall doing very well out here. MACD is bullish. Momentum is also bullish. Continuing to be going forward. And post-market, there is no trades. But for IMTX, there is a gain of 2.31 post-market. So it's still going very strong. Vertex, it's flat. CRISPR Therapeutics up 0.81%, being constrained by the 9-day exponential moving average. Still on a bullish channel, way far away from the diagonal line of support. And the 20-day exponential moving average should provide some support. And the momentum is also seen picking up here. So I'm expecting MACD to cross over tomorrow. I think it will all be weakness before the earnings, a bit of jitteriness. So if I look at a weekly time frame, there should be a doji candle. There should be a whole lot of doji candles being formed going forward until the earnings come out. Pfizer, I don't want to look at Pfizer or Novartis. Let's go for Beam. Beam was up 0.27%, still a very, very steep bullish curve. And you have a doji candle out here, a bit of indecision, and could not pierce the resistance at 65.12. I'm going to mark this as a resistance, and being supported by the 9-day exponential moving average, all because we are in the overbought area. So this is a very healthy correction out here. Sorry, not a correction, a healthy movement sideways to consolidate. I think in the next couple of days, we should see breaking above the 65.12 resistance that we have there. Right now, post-market, there are no trades. IDNA down 0.34%, looking at overall weakness in the biotech segment. And we have a doji candle out here, which is being pushed down by the 100-day exponential moving average and the 9-day exponential moving average. But there's a very good support from this diagonal line of support. And as I mentioned earlier, this technical setup out here, the bullish pennant, always means that you're going to break upwards unless there is a bad news coming in. And I don't see any earnings information out here for IDNA. I don't see any bad news unless one of the big companies in its portfolio declares something bad. Illumina is down minus 0.11%. It's very, very negligible. It's still finding support on top of the 9-day and the 20-day exponential moving average, as well as the minor line of support, which is very, very strong because it's the confluence of all of them. So it's doing very well out there. MACD is bullish. Momentum is still above average, though flat. Post-market, there is no trades. Allogene down minus 0.51%, being perfectly supported by the 200-day and the 9-day exponential moving average. MACD is still bullish, and we have momentum which is above average and still pointed upwards. So tomorrow we should see some positives for Allogene again. And anyway, we are very far away from the diagonal line of support for the bull channel. Intelia is down minus 0.18. And post-market, we have no trades out here. And we have a very slim doji candle. If you can see here, I'm trying to magnify this so that you could have a look. It's a very slim doji candle, and it's rested on this diagonal line of support. Then it was pushed back up by the 9-day exponential moving average. So it's very poised to break down below this. The MACD is bearish. Momentum is still above average but flat. So hopefully things improve for Intelia tomorrow, or else we are looking at breaking down below the diagonal line of support, which is not going to be a good look for Intelia. And also we have got the earnings coming up, so a bit of earnings jitter will also factor in. Earnings are due on the 4th of August. So we can expect a little bit of downward movements and consolidation. In any case, I am thinking that we'll still continue to be above 60.88 by the time the earnings come in. Now looking at Editas, it's down minus 0.67%. It still has got support from the 100-day and the 9-day exponential moving average. A perfect doji candle with the body sitting right in the middle of the range of yesterday's trading. So there is a lot of indecisions. People do not know what to do, whether to buy or to sell or to hold. So that's what is shown out there. And I'm also not clear what's going to happen with Editas. When we look at Regeneron, of course, it had the evening star. Now let's look at ARCG. ARCG is still poised at the very strong support level, which is out here, both from the bear channel as well as the bull channel. And it's formed a doji candle there, being pushed up by the 20-day exponential moving average, which is the orange line that you see out there. This is the orange line that we can see out here. That is giving the support. And MACD is bearish, and momentum is above average but pointed downwards. And post-market, we are down minus 0.69%. So my friends, ARCG is kind of giving a bad vibe for us for the rest of the genomics out here. So we'll have to see what happens tomorrow, because ARCG holds a lot of these genomic shares that we are talking about. Then we go to PACV. PACV is looking weak on the charts because MACD is bearish and momentum is below average and falling down. It's looking quite weak, and it's making a progress towards $4 price level, which is our bullish consolidation channel base, the green line of support that we have. And let's look at Bluebird. Bluebird is down 2.18% today, and it's fallen below our diagonal line of resistance. So I'm reluctantly going to mark this as a line of resistance out here. And we have this horizontal line of support, which is being converted into a resistance. So things have been bad for Bluebird today. And we have got the earnings coming up on the 4th. I don't know how Bluebird is going to manage until the earnings, because the chart is looking extremely weak with the MACD becoming bearish and the momentum falling slightly below average. So whenever momentum is above average, I'm still hopeful. But at this point of time, I think I would say that Bluebird looks extremely weak on the chart and is poised for more drops. Verve is down minus 4.26%, still on the bullish channel, way far away from that. And mean reversion is taking place with the 9-day exponential moving average being consumed. And the 20-day exponential moving average is the next level of support after the horizontal line of support at 25.95. The MACD is still bullish, and the momentum, which was above average and oversold, has come down a little bit. So there should be opportunity for Verve to go up again tomorrow. Post-market, there is no trades. SQZ down minus 2.05 today. And our line of support, which was there at 3.02, has now become a line of resistance. So that's a very negative development for us. So I'm going to mark that as negative. And our 9-day and the 20-day exponential moving averages are above the price at this point of time. Not a good situation to be in. So SQZ is looking very weak. Even the MACD and the momentum are weak. So I lost some money. Maybe I'll do some dollar cost averaging out there. Teladoc is down below the diagonal line of support, so it's become a bit bearish. The MACD is also converging almost on top of the signal line, and my momentum out here is just above average. So as long as momentum is above average, I can always hold on hope. We are looking at the results coming in on 27th of July, which is tomorrow. That could also be the reason why there's some jitters and the price is falling down a little bit. So tomorrow also it could fall down a little bit before the earnings, and then it could make some move. Now next we are looking at DNA. DNA has lost 6.12%, and at this point of time, post-market it's up minus 0.15%, and I don't have much to say about that. Invitae has dropped below the line of support here at 2.15, and we are at 1.96, which is a rock bottom as far as Invitae is concerned. So if you look at the MACD as well as the momentum, all of them are absolutely pessimistic and at the other end of the swing of the pendulum. So things have got to move back. There should be some kind of a dead cat bounce or something that gives us a little bit of relief going forward. And I can see that post-market we have already had a gain of 1.03. So it's kind of starting to manifest itself. But I would like to see it happen tomorrow morning for a dead cat bounce, because we got to the very extreme out here. We still have potential to fall further below because we are not touched the 30% on the RSI, but already we are seeing a little bit of a dead cat bounce. Hopefully that persists. I'm going to mark this support into resistance and see what happens tomorrow. So that brings me to an end of the genomic analysis. Let me go to the chat window and see what our users are saying. Inflation, larger macro issues just going to kill stagflation depression. Too much pain is priced in. Google is at 52-week low. Why? Too much pain baked in, maybe. Or fear just got far too gone. Commodities problem probably pick up soon. Commodities, copper has already picked up. Let us go and have a look at commodities. Copper is already picked up. It's up 0.58. Wheat is also picked up because of what happened in Russia. They attacked Odessa. Odessa has got ports. So that's pushed wheat price back up again. And silver is up. Gold is down. Gold is down to minus 0.12%. That's not a big deal of decline, but definitely there seems to be weakness in gold. But the MACD has turned bullish and the momentum is still below average. So I think when we talk about commodity, wheat is up, copper is up, and silver is up, whereas gold is down. So that's where we are. And what else do we have here? Let me see who else is on the line. Got to see the all lead to downwards according to my Microsoft. Cloud revenue up 20%, though. Dude, see, this cloud-based stuff is where money is. I don't want to be negative, but the objective truth is that there are so many issues from Russia, inflation, etc. Yeah, absolutely, you're right, Joe. Microsoft hardware and software sales down. Fewer owned shares and computers sold, and fewer Xbox sales. Okay, so Xbox, I think people are cutting down on those things, but slower. The gold prices going down, it doesn't make much of a sense to me with inflation going up. Anyway, so let's get back to where we were. Let's just look at the closing indicators, and then so VIX is continuing to go up. US oil is continuing to go down. See, look at this here perfectly. All on the same line of resistance as resistance out here. I forgot to change the color here at 95.08. So that's the line of resistance. So it's staying above that. QQQ has gone down. Post-market it's positive again. And S&P 500 is positive 0.23 post-market. IWM is 0.07 positive post-market. Dow Jones Industrial Average 0.08 positive postal market, and then VIX. So as you can see, Nasdaq has not done as well as the others. Nasdaq generally will pick up first when we start moving in the positive direction. With that said, my friends, I think I don't have much more to say about this. I would like to, Microsoft says less advertising revenue. Yes. Hardware and software sales down, fewer owned softwares and computers sold, and fewer Xbox sales. Okay, guys. So Microsoft probably disappointed, but Google is still okay. So I would like to end the video session here today. Unfortunately, I couldn't structure it as well as I could. But for tomorrow, I'll come up with more preparation so that I can guide you through a structure so that we can deliver at least a part of what we look forward to in the end of day live stream. And we'll take it from there. So Jesse, thanks for joining in. For Joe and everybody out here, thank you very much and wish you the very best. And you take care. Bye for now.